What's going on, chat? So it's spooky season, right? And there's things you miss out when you don't come to Mistake on the Lake. There's a trick-or-treat event going on. Your boy got some pretzels. But your boy also got a pack of Pokemon cards. I'm gonna go ahead, you know, during this poll, we're gonna open these up. We're gonna see what we rip. But we're gonna go ahead and cut to this warm-up right now between Turbo and Moosey. So if you missed it before, Turbo moved on to the next poll. And is doing his warm-up with Moosey right now. What do they pick? I just want to see, so it's helpful to see what they pick, so that way I can follow up. All right, so we are for real in the 17s now. We're starting off with the boss song from 2DX Resort Anthem, Paradisus. I absolutely love this song. This is one of my favorite 2DX 17 crossovers. It's amazing. The video behind it does introduce a little bit of lag. However, I would say that this song is not terribly difficult, but it's pretty consistent and a little bit exhausting. So here we go. Eijiken over here with the stream takeover, the solo bolo. Right after get it looks like Turbo does pick up a great right off of that, but his MA is so good that he's actually still tied with Moosey. And both of them handling that perfectly. Moosey playing solo, not something that you see too often. Both handling the triplets into jump section really well. This song is full of the triplet patterns, these three patterns. Both of them handling the stream really well. Moosey now taking the lead by 5EX as we saw that Turbo did pick up a break really early on, but also kind of led into PA. Oh, and Moosey picked up a miss right there, so that led Turbo to catch up. So now Turbo's only down by 3 points. Because of this is now anyone's game. Moosey doing a good job of handling the gallop section, but picks up a break right there. Turbo picks up a good. Turbo's still in the lead. Oh, it's bouncing back and forth. We are now 3-point difference. This is anyone's game. Here we go, chat. We're in the last section of this song. Tied, we're tied. Here we go. Down to the final screen. Coming up. Here we go. And Turbo edges it out. 23-42 over Moosey, 23-34. Bouncing back and forth the entire time. Moosey 71-5 with 1 miss. Turbo 65-4 and a good. Absolutely came down to the wire, to that last section right there. Turbo ended up holding on to it. And we're going on from there. Our next song is going to be Evans. So we are staying in the 17 fold. You have Turbo with a 99.6, whereas you see over on Moosey's side, you have a 98.3. So right on the precipice, right on the cusp of that AAA, that 99, whereas Turbo is pretty much knocking on the door of PFC territory with this song. Evans, originally from UB, and then, just like some other songs, decided to be in every other game ever since. That is being infamous for being originally one of the hardest songs in U-Beat at the time that it came out. So we are going to see why this song is a 17. Here we go. Moosey down by 1. But if he can hold it close like another one, it's anyone's game. Moosey picks up a break really early on. And now is down by about 3 points at this point. Turbo picking up a series of perfects right there. Still maintaining the lead by 5 ES points. Moosey doing a good job of handling the gallop section right here. Trouble right there. But Turbo still holding on to that PSC. Maintaining about a 40-point lead right now. Picking up a miss. The song is pretty challenging. You have the gallop section that jumps that goes into a gallop stream jump section. I like to say that this song just does not let you get comfortable with it at all. And oh no, Turbo picked up his first break, now sitting on a full break combo. But has a steady enough lead that he can close it out. Yeah, and you see Moosey was not ready for that speed up section right there, where it just flies at you at about 400 BPM. But Moosey is finishing strong. There we go. Turbo takes the 2-0, full combo, 19-15. 62 perfects, 3 breaks. So next up, as we go ahead and take a look, we have Skeeter 573, one of the local DDR players, a local player who's been around actually about as long as I have. In the early 2000s, from my era with Kevin Bodie, Renatalist, Roger Clark, DJ Son of Steve, a lot of those faces. And we also have GDON. We have Gordon, who I've been hearing has been going crazy with his scores and his improvement lately. Is one of those players that you should keep an eye on. They're gonna, I like to joke, as someone who doesn't compete at a high level anymore. He's going to be a problem for a lot of higher level players. As we go, it looks like we are doing the warm-up, and we're doing in between. Both players have a PSC on this. Gordon, GDON has one of 31, whereas Skeeter has 10. One of the players that plays with the hidden plus, or as the sudden plus for TDX players, lift if you want to kind of use that terminology, covering half of the lane. It is a tech that actually I tend to enjoy it because you tend to find the center of the actual marker, so you can kind of anticipate where you want to line it up. Instead of going the opposite direction with dark, where you move entirely and you have to reach further down the lane, you use that so that way you can kind of adjust your timing on the opposite. Just like we said before with 7+, whenever you do it on slower songs, it tends to kind of trick your brain a little bit into it being faster than it actually is. The opposite is also true. It gives you less of a lane space to work with, so that way you kind of focus on one specific spot and you can compensate your speed. You don't have to set it so high. That's something that I actually would recommend if you are one of those people that you've been playing for a bit, but you're having a tough time with your timing. Try out either lift, like the reverse, the hidden plus, as it's called in DDR, or try out sudden plus, where you sprint down the lane. You might find that if you slow it down and give yourself a little less space to work with, that your timing will improve. I know I've done it semi-recently, and it's done wonders for my score. But as I said, this is a warm-up between the two, and it's still pretty relatively close. Gordon with about 3 EX points over their PV right now. Picked up a break pretty early on. There we go, 1386. Skeeter, 1393. That's 6 points. 23-2 from GDON, 12 and 1 with 2 misses from Skeeter. Skeeter pretty close to his PB, actually. Also want to give a shout out to Skeeter. His lovely baby boy just turned 1 year old this year. So happy birthday to the little baby. The little baby boy is in attendance with mom. They are cheering him on right now in person as we speak. What a trooper, and is doing really well actually with the loud noise and the stimulation that comes from a rhythm game tournament at an arcade. All right, so we have Desert Journey Challenge. Both players with the PFC on this, Gordon with 72, with a 9972, with 18, with 28 perfects, whereas Skeeter has 18. So 10 perfect difference. This song with shock arrows, it's not terribly dense. This is one of those songs that's going to come down to a battle of MA. You don't have much room to give away with this song. You don't have much room to breathe. And with it being a shock arrow chart, your foot placement is going to be key. If you're one of those people that plays heel toe and is very minimal, you have to learn how to lift correctly. If you're a toe player, you just have to basically kind of jump entirely. Both of these players are very familiar with this chart, so you should expect to see a really close match. Here we go. Skeeter picks up his first perfect right there, but GDON picks up good. So there's only about a 2-point difference between them. Their MA was about the same. Still no players hitting shock arrows. This would be catastrophic. Shock arrows, when hit in this game, if your feet is even on the pad, not necessarily that you step on it, not only does it count as a combo break or miss, but it will also dim your lane in all the arrows for a few measures. And if you happen to do this during the death song, you could end up missing several notes. But GDON doing a really good job of coming back from the good that he picked up earlier on, is actually in the lead right now by about 4 points as we get to this little break right here. Skeeter still sitting on the PFC. Well, still within 3 points of each other. This is anyone's game, but if Gordon can still find me pulling on to this, he's going to go ahead and take it. And GDON takes it by 4 points. 1496. 19, too good. Skeeter with 29 for PFC. So, GDON with almost 10 over his original PFC. Songs are too good. It's a wonder what that would be if he actually nailed those goods, but takes that W over Skeeter. Next, we're going to go into Unbelievable. Both players once again showing that they are perfectly suited to be in this pool. You have GDON with 57, perfect. Skeeter with 11. Both of these songs, Skeeter was knocking on the door of a single digit perfect. However, on the previous song, GDON was the one who took it. So this is truly anyone's game. This can go anywhere. It's like when we have GDR that we've been talking about. This is that. So if you're a fan of anyone, if you're a fan of a family man, if you're a fan of dad, send you spirit energy. If you're a fan of GDON, I see y'all out there. Make sure you give them some spirit energy. Here we go. We're going to the second song. Let's get this. Just like the last match, GDON picking up a good. And Jimmy, Skeeter picking up his first perfect at about an 80 combo. So now it's between a 1-point difference. About 2 points. Making it snow over here. The white combo is looking, the white combos are looking great. Jimmy picked up a couple of perfects, so now it's a little bit closer. GDON had the lead for a brief second. Picked up some perfects, traded some perfects right back. 6 points difference. There's still a good enough amount of song where you can trade perfects and it can go either way. Still holding on to the lead, trying to force this into a card draw. GDON, 25 PV right now. As we go into the slowdown, they handle it beautifully. We're about at the end of the song. 3-point difference. Skeeter dropped it in the final stream, and Gordon took advantage of it to win by 1 point, 16-16 to 16-15. Oh, it came down to the last stream. 12-2 with 1 good from Gordon, 16-2 from Skeeter. Absolutely intense, close match. Oh. GG. Chat, let me get some GGs. First of all, I need to breathe. I got tea, right? Miss Eijiken brought me some tea. I needed that. GGs to both of them. Let me see some GGs in the chat. GGs to Skeeter, making it insanely close. GGs to Gordon for edging it out in both of those matches. Taking advantage right towards the end sections on both of those and squeezing out that win off of that razor-thin margin. I mean, I hope y'all are used to seeing stuff like this. This is what happens when high-level players play together in the same pool. We're going to start to get some close matches like that. We're going to start to get some rebounds, some tight matches that just trade points over each other. This is, as we say, someone as good as DDR. Nail biter, as we say. But thank you all so much for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else today, but you chose to have your eyeballs here on the stream, watching some good-ass DDR. And we like you, we love you, we appreciate you. And thank you very much for that. Next up, we are going to have GDON right back on the stage, and we're going to see the return of Moose as well. I took a look at the song list, but I'm just gonna let y'all wait for that. I'm not gonna spoil it quite yet. Nothing too spicy. But it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see the score history from these two players and see kind of like, you know, if these songs fall into their special, if they fall into their niche, if you will. So we are going to start off with one of the songs from the over 200 extra stage holder at DDR 820 Plus, Poppin Soda. We're going to be playing the 15. Both of them have a PFC that is within 9 points of each other. Or, yes, 9 points of each other. Math is real, yes. So, that being said, both of them are very familiar with this chart. This is anyone's game. Like most of the songs in the over 200 folder, these songs tend to be a little bit tricky, but also, I mean, if they're over 200 or over, they tend to fly a little faster. So some of those patterns tend to feel a little bursty, if you will. Poppin Soda is no exception to this. I feel, usually, I would say when I play this, I always like to describe it as this song just doesn't give you too much of a chance to breathe. finally breaking into the gold combo after 55 steps. Yeah, the MA is looking great. Moosey is down by about 5. Still sitting on the PFC. Handling the step jumps incredibly well. And GDON picks up a good, which gives Moosey a closer gap. Now down by 3 points. Look at that white combo out of Moosey. You'll love to see it. Moosey now taking the lead by 5 points. Gordon did pick up some perfects along the way, and he picks up 2 greats right there too, giving Moosey even more of a lead by about 11 points. All right, this is, as I like to joke, this is, you laughed if I said this is the break. This is where you get a little bit of a breather. Gordon doing a great job of maintaining the MA, is now catching back up to Moosey. He's only down by 2 points. Are we going to have another nail biter? Let's take a look. But Moosey's MA is looking insane, and Gordon picks up on this right there. All right, here we go towards the end. And Moosey takes it PFC 1804. Gordon 1796. 35 flat from Moosey. 25-6. 1 good and 1 miss. So those flubs are essentially what ended up kind of holding him back. His MA, as you see, his MA was insane. Shout out to one away from both players from the 573 number, 572 for Moosey, 574. We can't ever have good things, can we? Never let us have the joke. And we're doing Megalara. Oh, jeez. This is what I was talking about. I didn't want to spoil this one. So we're going straight into Megalara Garuda. Those of you who aren't familiar, this song is starting to appear in more Bimani games as we go along. This song originally was, by many, considered to be the most difficult song in UB. I do believe it is the only song in UB that is a 10 on every difficulty. This song is insane. You have it going from 90 to 180, yeah, from 180 to 90, 180 at parts. This song, we're going from one song that is incredibly foot speed driven with step jumps, and we have those burst jumps, never really let you breathe, to Megalara, which it has those chunks where burst is the best way to describe them steps. This song is very intense. This is also a lot of people's favorite 17. I think this song is great. Sion barely misses, but we're going to see how both of these players do. Here we go, chat.
Ready, set, step.
Picking up a straight right there. GDON still sitting on a gold combo as he hits about 120. 5 up over his TV. But Moosey doing a good job of redialing in the timing right there on these drill patterns right here. GDON finally picking up his first perfect and his first grade around 240. All right, we're about to go right back into this next slowdown. Oh, sorry, not. Oh. All right, Moosey finally breaking 1100. GDON holding strong. Both players still sitting on that full combo. GDON about 14. Right now. Moosey really leaning into those crossovers. They're having no trouble at all. Moosey white comboing this entire segment, but picks up a miss right outside of it. Into this final slowdown, Moosey did a really good job of closing the gap. It was down by quite a bit, but only has now brought it back to about 20. By now, actually about 7, about 23. So GDON takes it 60-4 to Moosey with 78-5 with 1 miss. We are now going to go to the card draw, ladies, guidies, ladies, and gadies. I appreciate the locked-in timing. As you saw with Moosey, the part that really helped is that he was super locked in with his MA on a lot of those stream sections, and you see it in his timing, 41 and 42. Oh my goodness. All right, so we go from something that's foot speed driven to, oh God. Oh, so we are going to play Unreal by Black Rose Garden. This is a 15. This is a 15 that is quite contentious, if you will. As chat also shares in the disdain of this song. Why is this? Well, for one, I like to say that you can describe songs as pleasantly late or comfortably early, but Unreal is one of those songs where it's disgustingly off time. And it's for a 15, it tends to be pretty difficult as it is very step jump heavy. Both players showing that they are very well aware of the nuance of the timing on this song, as they are high exactly. Trading a couple of perfects. GDON only ahead by about 1, and we are tied once again. Pick up a miss on the way. GDON finally picking up his first break. Both of them handling the step jump section, so pretty well. The start is difficult. It's a 15. We just saw some 17s. The start is incredibly difficult. Still within less than 10 points of each other. Moosey doing a good job with his MA. 3-point difference. GDON edges it out over Moosey, who locks in, but couldn't make up with him. The 2 misses are what got him. 38-2, 37-2. Near identical scores. You just traded the greats in the miss. We all know, a lot of us know, how challenging it is to have to face that song, Unreal, and have to do something with it. And they both knocked it out the park. Both of them, one perfect away from each other. You just had the 2 greats and the 2 misses, and greats over misses, unfortunately. So it ended up going to GDON, who ended up winning that card draw. So he is now up. So as we move on into this pool, we are going to go ahead and see Turbo back on the stage, advancing from the previous pool to this one now. Up against Skeeter 573, the local in this pool right now. All right, so we are about to be zooming, y'all. the plane is landing into Yoshitaka Land as we play JOMANDA, the song with the absolute incredible infamous speed up. And that being said, what you're about to hear right now is the other half of some legendary commentary. Mysterious commentator who people may recognize by voice. What is your take on JOMANDA?
Song sucks.
Everyone, give it up for Tizza. Shout out to Tizza for hopping on the mic. Joining me once again, my compatriot, my legendary commentary partner from Upbeat. Good to see you again. Good to be on this seat next to you again.
You too, my friend.
So we have Turbo going up against Skeeter. We're playing JOMANDA. We're about to be zooming. This is a 17.
It's super hard. A lot of foot speed, a lot of jumps, and of course the big gradual slow down into speed up. Really, really hard to keep accurate timing on.
So that being said, both of these two, they have it really dialed in. Skeeter with a 99 on this. Definitely has had quite a bit of experience with this. Turbo with a score that I do believe is about 96 on this song. It's a tournament, anything can happen. There's still, as you said, we have the flip speed, all the flip speed that's going on, like right here, their drill section. Both of them handling it really well, and we're going to go into the slowdown. At this point, start now slowly starts to speed up until you get to 600 BPM. You're only 10 points away from each other. 600 BPM. Stop. The Turbo picking up a miss right there. Skeeter had that dialed in. Still maintaining his combo.
Turbo has some really nice dynamics. He's kind of fast and broken bits. He's MFC to bunch of them. Player definitely familiar with the stop.
Nice point. Turbo doing a good job of clawing back the miss from earlier on. Now they are 2 points away from each other into the speed up.
Right with each other. Turbo's up by 1, and it's tight again. Nice.
Skeeter picks up a miss. We're tied.
Oh, a bunch of grades from Turbo though. Oh my God,
Turbo.
by 3.
Turbo holds on to it and takes it by 3. 91 and 8. One miss, 87 and 10. 2 misses from Skeeter. We saw this. So we saw this last time. The last time that Skeeter was up, was maintaining the lead. Just like we saw with this series, maintaining the lead, and then it came down to the last screen at the end, and was gently edged out, just like this.
Yeah,
So
there's no breaks in JOMANDA. Every single part of that song is extremely challenging, very technical. It's a very brain-heavy song. You got to be on it, and there's plenty of opportunities to make mistakes. It's a great tournament pick for that reason.
Right.
Turbo with a 54 PFC on Rave Accelerator.
And Skeeter not with one, but from what I can tell, that's more than likely just due to, you know, not having a lot of time to play it. As I mentioned before, Skeeter just became a father
Oh, congrats to him.
a year ago, and the song kind of came out around the time that the young baby boy is here. Family is in attendance cheering him on. That being said, Turbo is very experienced with this song, pretty dialed in, has a great PFC on it. So we are going to see if Skeeter can go ahead and retake that mental space, you know, because that's one thing that you have to kind of keep in mind. We talked about this earlier. DDR, even in the format like this, you're competing with yourself. You have to have the mental focus. So it's going to be pretty important for Skeeter to reestablish that mental cage, if you will, to harden himself. So we're going to see how this goes with Rave Accelerator.
between portions of kind of straightforward quick speed like this, some tricky crossovers that'll catch you off guard if you are napping.
Right, and just like before, both players identical. They are tied.
Played for a long time. He is very familiar with these kinds of Konami signature crossover patterns. Super comfy. You can see that, you know, he's already 50 EX above his PB. Not surprising. Dead tide coming into the mid rate.
Still creating perfect back and forth.
You guys are really well matched.
And Turbo picks up a few perfects in that, gives a Skeeter about a 3-point lead, but they trade them right back, and that's been the theme of this entire song.
It's interesting seeing Turbo doing all of the turns, even the gallops, and Skeeter doing a lot of double stepping and foot switching. Both doing really well. Still super close. Skeeter by like 2.
And he takes it by 2.
My goodness, they were right with each other that whole song.
Skeeter, 41 flats.
The same perfect count, just that one great
The
from
one
Turbo.
great.
The only difference. Although it's funny, their fast and slow is almost perfectly reversed. 25-16, 16, or 26-16, 16-25.
Opposite ends of the same coin. All
Skeeter
right.
was probably making the mistake of hitting the notes when the music was playing instead of when the arrows were getting to the top.
Following the rhythm with his eyes.
Man, that is super close. I can't think of the last time I've seen a like even perfect count and one of something else making a difference. That's crazy.
It's coincidentally, we just saw that in the previous pairing. Except
To me, that's great.
except they traded one perfect for a break and a miss. Oh.
We got Fascination MAXX ESP. We had Prey, Difficult vetoed, and Paradisus Expert 17 vetoed.
And you see what they picked.
Yeah, Skeeter vetoed Paradisus, not surprising. That is brandy new in A3.
So, both of these players have similar scores. Skeeter, I personally can say is extraordinarily familiar with this chart because I have watched him play this chart a ton.
Yeah. That
Back
is
in the
not,
day.
That is his EMU's PB over there. That is definitely not his like actual all-time personal best. I'm less familiar with Turbo, but Skeeter's an OG. He's been playing for a long time. He was around and very good when this came out, and this was pretty much all a lot of people did when Supernova came out, was just beat the heck out of Fax on extra stage.
Yep.
Or try to. This song's hard.
All right, here we go. This is the card draw.
One song to win the match. There we go. I always feel like this song kind of lulls into a false sense of security. That's false sense of security. It's 400 BPM, so not that secure. Because the kind of possession like intro and all those corridors. It's like, okay, this isn't too bad, and then here we are. Many slowdowns, 800 arrows per minute bursts.
MA from Turbo has been really well to still maintain the lead even after picking up a miss and a good right there. Skeeter finally picking up a miss and kind of a little bit messy in that certain section right there.
This song is extremely hard to time. It is super tricky. With the blue and yellow arrow syndrome, the offbeat gallops, really complicated patterns. You're moving all over the pads. It is getting this many marvelouses is extremely difficult. 11 for Turbo. Turbo living up to his name. Really nasty jumps.
He's picking up a couple of goods on that slowdown.
Pretty in the back. Turbo ran away with that in that last green section. Wins by 106.
73-10, 6 goods and 1 miss from Turbo. Skeeter, 108, 47, 2 goods and 4 misses. So Turbo goes up 2-1 in that round. So next we are going to cut right back over to this next match between Moose and Skeeter.
So we have our, they showed me the song file, which we have another phase challenge. So we're getting our shock arrow on, and then digitalizer, I believe expert.
Yes.
Spicy.
So digitalizer, no stranger to this stream, has been actually a favorite pick of a lot of people throughout this tournament so far in this pool range. So we're going to go and see how both these players do. I actually played it at least once, and I'm familiar with it. Another phase challenge. Tail to tape. Looks like Moosey does have a full combo on that. Both these players with the 99. Looks like Skeeter's probably picked up a miss along with it. So that being said, the scores, while about 2K off, they're functionally identical. So it's just the difference between 1 miss, I'd say.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell perfect counts for machine score. Especially the farther you get from a PFC, the more combinations it could be. So
exactly,
it could be 20 perfects and 18 shock arrows. It could be 80 perfects and 3 grains.
Exactly.
Hard to say, but we will see when we hit the pads. This song, famously difficult for basically taking the expert chart and sticking a shock arrow in every measure.
Yeah, it is. Peppered in doesn't describe it well.
Shock arrows, not that we need to explain. Very polarizing mechanics. And this chart you should get right off. You have a 16th note at 150 to get out of the way of that middle shock arrow. You take a miss and blank out the screen.
Yeah, this chart with it being so dense, as we just saw right there, you hit it, it's kind of catastrophic. You pick up not just one, but a couple of misses.
Yep.
So that gives Skeeter just actually works high. Moosey's MA, it was been pretty good enough that he's been able to keep Skeeter to just about 3 points this entire time.
Both players pretty clean overall here.
Still trading perfect back and forth. 2-point difference.
That was the 1 more shock arrow section.
Both players leading into it really well with their go stuffing, and it's absolutely shown. Skeeter, he hits the shock arrow. Decreases that lead that he had, the 10-point lead. So now about 1, we're trading perfects, everyone. It's going to be yet another nail biter.
Both players struggled a little bit at the ending. Oh, Moosey pulls ahead barely. Skeeter got a shock and a couple of misses right as Moosey got a couple of grades.
66-2, 3 misses, 55, 4, and 3. Both of them doing a good job of, like, you know, because as I like to say, it's cascading failure whenever you hit a shock arrow. You hit one, you get more misses after that. Both of them, they hit it, but they had enough knowledge of the chart enough to just keep it to just that shock arrow.
Yeah. That chart has such a high knowledge ceiling.
Yes.
Apart from being able to feel the shock arrow window, knowing how to avoid it, knowing how to continue flowing through those patterns while you're dodging the shock arrows, and doing all that, keeping your concentration, and being able to adjust to the borderline inevitable, well, I'm projecting, inevitable shock arrow hits that will come in a tournament. Being able to go through or not, if you're super comfortable, you'll be able, like we saw both these guys do, to keep hitting arrows flying.
Yeah.
But if you aren't, or if you have to concentrate too hard on avoiding the shots in the first place, it's gonna cascade. And we saw both of those players hang really tough in there despite all of that mess.
Right. Moosey with a PFC of 46 perfect. Skeeter, not quite there yet, still with a 99.4. Digitalizer, we've seen it many times, but for those of you just joining us, is a very dense strike. A very dense 17. Has a little bit of everything. It's pretty unrelenting. You don't get much room to breathe. So these two, they're skilled to not only be able to hone in on very particular types of patterns, but also lock themselves in when those patterns adjust. It's going to be very important.
This is the kind of chart that if you can do it, you can do all of it. It kind of shows you its hand early. I was saying this yesterday, there's some charts that are just like, look, this is what I am. And I'm going to hit you with this for a few minutes, minute and a half, however. Digitalizer, very similar to that. You got some pretty quick crossovers, some 170 stream.
All right, Moosey only up by about 2-3 points right now.
Skeeter got a couple right there. Still a lot of start left. Great and back. It's really a testament to the TOs that you see for this, but like,
We love seeing an evenly matched pool, and these two are evenly matched.
sneaking ahead a little bit, but as you said, this song does not let up.
Yeah, it's only 7 points different right now. MA coming out of Moosey is crazy. Just finally picked up his first perfect after about a 60 white combo. Skeeter picking up a miss.
Moosey handles it, takes care of business to the tune of 20. And takes the 2-0 over Skeeter.
All right, Skeeter with 64, 3 and 1. Moosey 48, 1 great, 1 good. Full combo.
2 perfects and what, 6 ES? 7 ES off of his PD. Really great stuff from Moosey. The hardest tournament skill is command. It's consistency. It's hard to practice. It's not how the arcade makes you play.
Nope.
I go to the arcade, I play the same song 1,000 times in a row to get that PFC. Tournament, you don't get to do that. You don't get to adjust. You don't get to think about it. You just have to have it in your head. And you got to be able to execute in whatever the conditions are. Noise, pads, whether you won or lost your last song. And, you know, Moosey showing that consistency right there. Skeeter hanging really close that whole time.
Yeah.
But Moosey, too clean.
His MA has been pretty good. I'd say earlier on he kind of started off, you know, need a little bit warm up, but ever since he's really dialed it in, he's just been locked in. His MA has been really good. Whenever he does slip, he always makes up for it by having strong MA in the sections that count.
Yep.
So next up, for I do believe the final match of this pool, we have Turbo against GDON.
Yeah, first time, and guess what?
We're gonna see
another digitalizer.
Like I said, a popular pick for these 17 pools.
For a lot of players, digitalizer is in that kind of sweet spot where it's fast, it's hard, it's a 17, but it is MA-able.
Yes.
Kind of like, you know, I said it shows you what it's going to do the whole time. If you are good at that thing, you're going to be good at that thing the whole chart. So it just comes down to that execution, that consistency, and a lot of players feel really comfortable off it. So we will see how comfortable Moosey is again.
Again.
Or not Moosey, Skeeter, sorry. Moosey walked by and I was like, oh, no, neither. I'm blind. The screen is in front of the 2-player pad for me, so I saw Turbo and I just was like, I'm sure it's still Moosey over there.
I'm sure it is, but...
But no, it is GDON. Oh, that is helpful. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, no worries. Doing a little bit of behind-the-scenes adjustment.
All right, so we got
both
58
players.
for Turbo, and it looked like 42 GDON PD.
Yep. Both players with a DSP on this, so we should expect to see a pretty close match. Only about
0 EX apart right now.
Yeah. I looked at it and I was like, well, they're tied.
Hold on,
What do I say about that?
You saw, you know, when Turbo was playing JOMANDA earlier, he has really crispy MA in those first few runs. We'll see if he's able to execute it again. Turbo by 10. GDON picked up a couple on that first candle. 16 no candles with this CD 170. This is like an up, left, down, or up, right, down. You're moving your foot over the little panel. It's just so fast. It's really easy to get tripped up on that. You're hitting the pads with different parts of your feet, so it's not like you're just moving your foot. You also are bending your ankle, and you just have so much more ground to cover. It's really easy to trip up there.
Turbo with a pretty comfortable lead right now by about 30. His MA has just been super consistent. And GDON is just working to try to close that gap with his own. Full combo from both. 1863 from Turbo. He's looking at 32 and 2 great, 63 and 4.
32 perfect. That is really nice.
That's actually, Sanzo's too good. That would have, he was actually 20. That was a 20 perfectly complete.
First time, oh, we were playing expert.
Yeah, we're not in the 18s yet. We are
That's
only
right.
in the 17s. Those 18s, that's later in tomorrow. That's different place. We're not quite ready for that. We have to warm ourselves up for that. We're not trying to shock you. We're trying to keep y'all around. Oh, a nice amount of you viewers. 69, nice. Doing great.
22 for Turbo, 995 for GDON. First time is like kind of sneaky. First time expert is one of those songs that you play at home, or like you play on Stepmania, you watch it on Usin's channel, and you're like, oh, this doesn't look so bad. I'll go PFC this at the arcade later. And then you play it and you're like, why is this so challenging? A lot of jumps. The stops are less telegraphed on expert than they are in challenge. And if you're like me and you play challenge all the time, it's easy to just not cue off of the stops in the same way. You're like, yeah, it's where the holds are, it's where the brakes are in this run, and that's not where it is.
That's real.
Both players marvelous right out of the stop. Love to see it. We've seen a couple of late turns. That 16th note upbeat coming out of the stop. So tricky. Both players totally unfazed, dead even. GDON already up 5 EX. Love to see it.
But we're tied. Here we go. Trading perfect back and forth. Still 1 point between the two. They are locked in.
Oh, I just realized they're both playing on mirror. A couple of little whippy turns right here. Really close. Turbo sneaking ahead a little bit. Oof. Turbo super clean in the ending. Just flip the switch.
Takes it by 11. Yeah, takes it by 21. I'm sorry. 412, 28 for the PFC. 38 and 4. 1 miss from GDON.
Scratch the miss, and that was that would have been the PB for GDON.